points here, and we're going to start with what types of vitamins we typically need. So when it comes to different vitamins, there are all kinds of different vitamins available for us. Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin A. All of these are essential for healthy eyes as well as other things like your immune system and your skin. But vitamin A in particular is one that I know for me, having Stargardt's disease, I have to be careful with because vitamin A actually produces a byproduct that most people can just kind of flush out of their systems. But those of us with Stargardt's disease tend to not be able to get rid of that byproduct that vitamin A produces. And what happens is it kind of piles up in our eyes. So that's what causes the inflammation, which leads to more sight loss. For those of us with Stargardt's disease, again, consult your eye care physician or your doctor about your particular condition so that you could find out what vitamins are actually good for you, or if you need to watch out when it comes to certain ones. Like for me with Stargardt's disease, I have to be careful with the vitamin A. Vitamin D is always good as well. You know, lots of vitamin D is good for you in other ways, but particularly eye health for this for what I'm talking to you about today. Also, omegas. I know that we've heard a lot of different things about omega fatty acids, but those are very good for for eye health as well. As well as antioxidants, you know, lots of foods that are rich in antioxidants, zinc, beta carotenes, lutein is really good, especially because lutein kind of helps protect the eyes. It's kind of like a natural like sunglasses in a way. You know, that's how I was told it, you know, that lutein worked. So lutein can actually help too with other things like blue light filtering, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But lutein is good. Carrot, I can't say this very well. Carotenoids, those are also related to beta carotenes. Those are really great. And a lot of the time people are like, what does this mean? What is a carotenoid? What is a beta carotene? What is lutein? What are all these things you're talking about, these vitamins? And how can I incorporate them in my healthy diet, right? So these, for example, like the carotenes, they mean like reds, oranges, yellows, you know, anything that has that kind of vibrant color is typically packed with, you know, like carrots. Carrots are very good for you. Bell peppers, believe it or not, you know, they have all those different colors. Those are great. Also, you know, oranges, with the orange type of bell pepper, or even oranges in general, those are good. Any fruits, veggies that are orange, yellow, red. Whites, believe it or not, I know that there's some controversy about whites, but they actually contain, like potatoes, for example, those contain enzymes that are really good for our eye health, and starches, and these things create like a protective film over our eyes. So of course you want to be careful with the whites, with the potatoes and things like that, the starchy ones, but turnips are great. And so they're actually really good. Again, consult your doctor and make sure that it's okay for you. But greens, like deep dark greens, those are also great, such as collard greens or spinach, arugula. One of my favorites is dandelion greens. Those are really good for good eye health. Blues, you definitely want the blues and the purples in there with your berries, like your blueberries, your raspberries, strawberries, all those blues and purples, again, are jam-packed with antioxidants. So those are really great for good eye care or eye health. So as long as you incorporate a nice mixture of all these different colors in your diet, you should be okay. All right. Again, the reds, the oranges, the yellows, the whites, the greens, the blue, the rainbow, basically the rainbow. So incorporate those type of things in your diet, and you're sure to, have better eye health as well. Um, so seafoods are great too, as I mentioned earlier. Omega fatty acids, those are really great for eye care too, for eye health, such as like fish, um, oysters, shrimp, all these different types of seafood. If you're not a fan of seafood, there's also omega supplements that you can take, whether it's like cod liver oil, that's been known to really help with eye health as well as other things too. If you're not someone who wants to just take cod liver oil, you can get these type of things in capsules too. So if you're not a big seafood fan, there's an alternative for you when it comes to omegas. Um, Seeds and nuts are also another great way to get some of those omegas in your diet as well. Seeds like chia seeds, flax seeds, those are really great. Those are nice, like gelatinous seeds. So when you submerge those in water, they tend to form like a gel around them, which absorbs a lot of things. So those are great. When it comes to nuts, well, all kinds of different nuts, but particularly almonds and peanuts. Peanuts are high in zinc, so that's a really nice source of zinc right there. Um, Especially if you're someone who doesn't really eat too many meats, you can supplement those things with seeds and nuts and the fruits and veggies and things like that. Meats and eggs are good. Again, lean meats and eggs are good for you when it comes to your overall health, but it also helps with healthy eyes as well. So definitely take a look at those. Like your red meats, you probably don't want to have that too often during the week, but maybe like a couple times a week. If you just kind of incorporate all these different things, seafood, white meats like chicken, lean meats like chicken, turkey, and beef once in a while. And those type of things will help you kind of build up a nice system there for your eyes. So definitely cut out salt though, because there are so many things in our available to us these days that are jam packed with sodium and salt. So this is definitely not good for various reasons. I know for me, I have high blood pressure, so I tend to not eat a lot of salt anyway, but it also is related to your eye health because salt makes you retain a lot of water too. So if you're adding salt to food that is already packed with sodium, you're just putting, double, maybe even triple the amount. So just think about that. Think about cutting out the salt from your diet, and that should help a lot. So just taking these tips when it comes to healthier eating, you should definitely see some results. Some people do, some people don't. Teas, there's all kinds of different tea to drink as well. It's been proven that drinking warm tea is very healthy because it has a lot of antioxidants in it as well, particularly your green teas, jasmine teas, chamomile, fennel. These are really good. I know that green tea has caffeine, so if you don't really want caffeine, you could look into those like flowering teas that don't have any caffeine in them. And you should be good because I mean, I like a cup of tea every once in a while. I really do, especially the chamomile. I didn't really know that chamomile could be linked to better eye health too. And when I was doing my research and I found that out, I was like, great, I'm already on the right track because I love drinking chamomile tea. So those different types of teas are great. Again, do your research. Um, Look up the different teas, make sure it's okay for you to drink because even though they're natural, with all these different foods, herbs, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, you still need to consult your physician because maybe some of these things aren't good for you, or you might be allergic or something like that. So talk to your physician and your eye care physician, maybe get linked up with a nutritionist, and that way you can get on a good healthy track for healthy eating to not only help your body but also your eyes. So besides healthy eating, exercise is really, really good as well, because you want to maintain a healthy weight. Uh, Again, not only for your overall health, like your joints, your muscles, your body in general, but your eyes. Obesity has been linked to, risk of sight loss. So you want to make sure you're maintaining a healthy weight. And exercising can be fun if you have a friend or a loved one or kids, something like that, someone who you can share that moment with. It, I know for me that always makes it a lot easier to get out there and go for a walk. If you have enough sight, maybe a little bike ride with your loved one, of course always being safe. um, but not only physical exercise for your body, but also exercising for your eyes is important too. So there are all kinds of different exercises that you can do with your eyes, and a lot of people aren't aware of this. So there's something called eccentric viewing. And Tom Persky and I have talked about this in previous episodes of the Coach's Corner because he's a huge advocate of eccentric viewing, and so am I. This is really helpful for those of us who have central sight loss. And eccentric viewing is basically, if you think about a clock, okay, picture a clock in your mind, and you're staring at the very center of that clock. Okay. What you do, and I know you probably can't see it because your blind spot is there. So if you can't see the center, it's okay. Just kind of try to picture where the center might be, fixate on that, and then move your eyes up to like the 12 o'clock position and try to focus on something, whether it's a coffee cup on the table, or like if you have something as small as a pill on the table, or someone's face, anything for you to kind of look at. So when you're up at the 12 o'clock position, find that point, that focal point, and hold it for as long as you can, like 30 seconds is best. And then bring your sight back down to the center. Okay. And then move your eyes up to the 1 o'clock position. Do the same thing. Find that focal point. Try to hold it. And then, if you can, hold it for 30 seconds. And then bring your eyes back to center and just go around the clock and do that, because somewhere in there, you're going to find your sweet spot. Okay. And your sweet spot is the part of your eyes that still has decent sight for you to be able to do things like either navigate or reach out for that coffee cup or try to see the detail of a photograph or someone's face, or even if you're trying to read a label on a box or a can, you're trying to see that big print, you could use that sight that you have left. And the way to find your sweet spot is by practicing eccentric viewing. That's a really great exercise. Another great one is like the figure eight. So that's a great exercise for your eyes too. So if you move your eyes around like in a figure eight, that helps too. It strengthens the muscles in your eyes because, believe it or not, we have muscles in there too. Some people don't think about that. You just think about your overall body, right? Your leg muscles, your arm muscles, your core, right? Your stomach muscles. Most people associate that with work, like exercising the muscles in your body, but you also have muscles in your eyes. So kind of working that figure eight helps too. And then what's called framing. I believe you hold your thumb out in front of you. If you could see it, great. If you can't, just kind of visualize it, and or find that sweet spot with the eccentric viewing and do that exercise, and just practice, pushing your thumb away from your body a little bit at a time and hold it in your sight. So that's a really good exercise to do. And also something as simple as fast blinking. Okay, and the reason is because fast blinking actually creates more tears in your eyes. So you're lubricating your eyes more when you practice the fast blinking. That could be really helpful. And then it's always nice to kind of maybe put the palms of your hands over your eyes to put slight pressure on them after you do these exercises because it can be exhausting to your eyes. Okay, so just putting gentle pressure on your eyes can help relieve some of that strain from doing the exercises. But these are things that you can do on a daily basis. It might be challenging at first because you're not used to using your eyes that way, and people don't think about using their eyes that way. So just be gentle with yourself, be gentle with your eyes, know your limitations, but definitely practice as often as you can, preferably on a daily basis, multiple times a day, to help you strengthen your eyes with those particular types of eye exercises. And again, this is something that you can look up as well. That's all I did. I just looked all this information up. So if you want to learn more about it, just type in your Google search bar eccentric viewing, excuse me, uh, or exercises for the eyes, and it'll bring up a bunch of different exercises for your eyes. So keep that in mind. But it is important. It's important to have that uh, muscle memory, that build up, so that you can learn how to use the sight you have left a lot more effectively. All right. So that covers the exercise portion. Okay. So now we're going to talk about avoiding smoking. So smoking has been linked to sight loss, okay? It's just not good in general. Okay, that's my opinion. Sorry for if there's anyone out there who is a smoker, but it's really linked to accelerated sight loss, especially age related, like macular degeneration, glaucoma. Smoking actually makes you develop cataracts a lot faster too. And cataracts, it's basically a film that forms over your eyes and it causes like a cloudiness. But those are removable. Those can be um, surgically removed in most cases. Not always, in most cases, it can be. So that's good. But when you think about age related macular degeneration or glaucoma, yes, there are treatments out there for these things. There are injections and drops and things like that. But still, if you could prevent that or at least slow it down by avoiding smoking, your eyes are the only organ in your body that produce sight. So you got to take care of your eyes. Our sight helps with so many things, with our balance, with being aware of what's around us, right? Being aware of your surroundings. Your eyes tell you a lot. And when you lose that, sure, you get the enhancement of your hearing and your sight and your touch. Absolutely. But it's important to try to keep that sight as healthy and as long as you can. So just avoid smoking. It's not good for your body in general. It's not good for your eyes. All right. So now we're going to talk about tips. So tips for helping out your eyes. Okay. There's a suggestion that's out there. It's called the 20-20-20 rule, where every 20 minutes you take a break from whatever it is you're doing, especially if you work on a computer. Take a break, take a break for those 20 minutes and rest your eyes for 20 seconds. Okay. And then look away, like as far as you can, 20 feet if you can, look 20 feet ahead of you. So that's the 20-20-20 rule. Practice that throughout the day, several times a day as well, especially if you're someone who works on a computer on a daily basis, or if you use your eyes a lot. And this is for those who are sighted too. You got to take that break, that 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, take a break for about 20 seconds, look away, try to look 20 feet away from you. All right. So then, of course, we all know about the blue lights. So blue lights have been linked to destroying the light receptors in our eyes. Okay, so there are all kinds of different ways you can use filters. There's stuff that goes over your screen. There's glasses. The glasses that I'm wearing today, they have a blue light filter in them. So you definitely want to use that as often as you can. Okay, and then also just there's glasses that you can get prescribed too from your eye doctor. If you want to get your glasses prescribed from the eye doctor, they can help put blue light filters in there as well. All right. So um, that's pretty much it. Just be careful, guys, with your computers, with your tablets, your cell phones, your digital devices. These are very prominent in our lives now, I know, especially with your kiddos. Kiddos tend to be on their electronic device all the time. So just, have some awareness of that blue light filtration because of the fact that technology is so prominent in our lives these days. So, besides the blue light, okay, we're all familiar with UV rays. So, you want to use sunglasses when you're outside. And again, if you talk to your doctor or your low vision specialist, there are all kinds of different tints, okay, meaning different shades that you can have for your sunglasses. There's blacks, grays, purples, blues, yellows, ambers, all kinds of different lens colors that will help in lots of different ways. And you can figure out which one works best for you by talking to your low vision specialist or your eye doctor. And then if you're someone who has sensitivity to sunlight, you might want to invest in those wraparound sunglasses because they'll actually cover the sides too. And that can bring a lot of relief to your eyes, especially if you have issues with like glare, or if just brightness hurts your eyes. You can get those wraparounds as well, and they help a lot too. So that's the best thing I could. Of course, you can go to the stores too, like any Walmart, Target, anywhere, and find sunglasses with different tints too, and just try them on and see which ones work best for you. But sometimes talking to your eye care physician or your low vision specialist, they can help you understand why that particular color is good for you. Okay. And of course, in general, you want to just wash your eyes if you're feeling like they're tired, or if rather than going in and rubbing. I know I'm guilty of that big time, of rubbing my eyes. You want to just wash your eyes with cold water. That's the best thing to do for your eyes. And also using like artificial tears or drops, that kind of helps flesh out your eyes too. So you really want to avoid rubbing them though, because we're touching stuff all the time, especially those of us who are partially sighted or even totally blind. We touch a lot of things. We touch a lot of surfaces. And then if we go to rub our eyes, we run the risk of, bacteria getting into our eyes, or even infection, things that you don't want in your eyes. So try to refrain from rubbing your eyes. I know allergy season is upon us now, and flowers are in bloom, dust is in the air, your eyes get itchy. Natural thing to do is go up and rub your eyes with your hand or your fingers, but try really hard to refrain from doing that. And again, just use that cold water. If your eyes get itchy, just splash your eyes with cold water, or use those artificial tears to kind of help flush out your eye or relieve that eye itching. And if you're someone who wears contact lenses, you definitely want to make sure you keep your contact lenses clean too. again, keeping your hands clean because you're going to put your contact lens in with your hands, which I'm sure most of you who wear contact lenses are already aware of that. But honestly, contact lenses are a breeding ground for bacteria and infection. So you want to make sure you keep those clean as well. So in general, guys, healthy diet, healthy eating, exercising, not just your body, but your eyes is important. Avoid smoking, use those blue light filters because again, technology today is everywhere. So use those blue light filters whenever and wherever you can. And also for your kiddos to, be mindful of that blue light for your kids. And also make sure you keep your hands clean. I know I sound like a mom, I'm a mom, but I'm again guilty of that myself. You want to make sure you keep your hands clean and just let's keep our eyes healthy, guys. Again, it's the only organ in our body that produces sight. So we have to take care of our eyes. It's so important. And if you need anything else, like if you need any assistance or if you have questions or if you just want to know more about something, of course, always talk to a dietitian, a nutritionist, your doctor, your low vision specialist, your ophthalmologist. Ask questions, guys, because a lot of the time we don't always get a quote unquote guide, right? Or what do we do now? Okay, we've lost our sight or we're coming into sight loss. What do we do now? Don't be afraid to ask questions because guess what? The only thing that can happen is they'll tell you no, or best case scenario, they'll point you in the right direction for the proper resources that you need to be successful in life as a partially sighted person. So ask questions, don't be afraid. Even if you think of questions later on, it doesn't matter. Write them down, call to your doctor's office and ask the questions that come up. So thank you so much for joining me today. Of course, as always, if you are interested in IrisVision, please call into 855-207-6665 and you could speak to one of our awesome sales reps. They're always available to help out and they'll answer any questions you have about any of the products that we are currently offering and they'll help you figure out which one is a good fit for you. So that is 855-207-6665. And you can also dial that same phone number if you have questions for customer support, if you're a current IrisVision user, if you need any further coaching, or you just have simple questions, you have technical issues, call 855-207-6665. Choose the option for customer support, and they'll be able to help you. All right, guys. Again, Coach Myrna, looking forward to our next Coach's Corner. Stay tuned. In the meantime, take care of your eyes and your body. All right.